Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss the legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedoms and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties education and legal defense organization. Join us now as Matt Staver, the President and General Counsel of Liberty Counsel, explains the latest legal issues all across this country in the courtrooms of America. Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedoms.
The city of San Diego seeks to force firefighters to participate in and thereby endorse San Diego's Gay Pride Parade. I'm Matt Barber, Director of Cultural Affairs with Liberty Counsel and Associate Dean with Liberty University School of Law, in once again for Matt Staver. And joining me today in studio is Sean Akers, Dean of Liberty's Helms School of Government and Policy Analyst with Liberty Counsel. Sean, a few years ago, and I reported pretty heavily on this case and did quite a bit of media about this, CBN News reports 4 San Diego firefighters are returning to court Friday to defend their right to abstain from participating in the city's annual Gay Pride Parade. 3 years ago, the 4 men refused to attend the event and filed a lawsuit against the city in San Diego County Superior Court. They accused the city of sexual harassment and violating their freedom of speech. In 2009, a jury found that the city should not have forced the firefighters to participate in San Diego's 2007 Gay Pride Parade. The city is now appealing the verdict. And Sean, at the time, the firefighters who refused were forced to do so. They were harassed. There was nudity going on, as with most gay pride parades. There's vulgar behavior, nudity in the presence of children and adults, and people should have a right not to participate in these parades that affirm both perversion and the sin of pride in that perversion. Unbelievably, fortunately, these 4 individuals won their case, but now, rather than letting sleeping dogs lie and doing the right thing here, the city of San Diego apparently is not satisfied. They want to force their firefighters to be props and to face such sexual harassment and to participate in and endorse these gay pride parades. And boy, that does not speak well. That is what a sad commentary that is about the state of affairs in San Diego and within the San Diego government.
Matt, all I've seen on this is just the news report, so I haven't read the pleadings and the documents in the case. You may know a lot more about that than I do, but it strikes me that this is particularly egregious because a parade, by its very nature, is an act of communication. You are there to celebrate and to endorse an idea, whether it's welcoming soldiers back from a war, not likely to happen in California, whether you're welcoming an astronaut back from space, or whether you're saying that we all should take pride in homosexuality. You are sending out a message. We have a right not to take part in these things. And as I talked with you off the air, I was trying to determine whether the firemen were supposed to be there in their capacities as firemen to put out fire to handle security situations, or whether they were there to be afloat in the parade, to put their stamp of approval and endorsement on this gay pride parade. They were there, according to all that I understand, being forced to be afloat in the parade, to play a part in it. They're being forced into political speech by a government, and now that government, even after a trial by a jury of their peers who said they should not have been forced to take part in something like this, even after that, the state continues to prosecute these people. That is amazing.
This is a microcosm of what we have talked about many times, what I've been saying for years, that the evidence continues to just mount, to pile up, that indicates that this is not a matter of tolerance. This is not a matter of prohibiting discrimination against so-called gays and lesbians and transgendered individuals. This is about affirmation, if not celebration, of homosexual behavior, of sodomy, under force of law, period. And if you happen to have a sincerely held religious belief that sexual morality is confined to marriage within the bonds of marriage between a man and a woman, and anything outside of that, it constitutes sexual immorality, which is the biblical view of sexual morality. If you hold that viewpoint, the homosexual agenda, homosexual activists and liberal activists in positions of power in government are not satisfied that you get to opt out. You are, under force of law, must be forced to affirm homosexual behavior as good, normal, and natural, to the extent that you have to subject yourself to sexual harassment, to the disgusting, perverse things that occur universally at these so-called gay pride parades, and you can't even describe it over the air. Much of it is open sexual behavior. There are often children scattered along these parade routes witnessing this vile behavior. A lot of this stuff would make people in Sodom and Gomorrah blush, but that is the level to which our society has plummeted. And now they have the full stamp of approval, at least in San Diego, California, for this type of behavior, and the full stamp of approval with the government saying that we are going to compel you to endorse this behavior. As long as this battle continues, Sean, I know you and I and Liberty Counsel will be at the helm, at the forefront, in defending people's right to say, no, I will not endorse perversity.
You know, Matt, any time that the government gets in the business of forcing affirmation, it's one of those times that the term Orwellian is an understatement. We're sitting in a time when quite literally, I can't think of another message that government forces one to endorse. But this is one that the government has taken on to force affirmation and endorsement of. There's a real problem with that on a variety of fronts. One is it's just common sense, but two is the right to free speech necessarily includes the right not to speak. You can't be forced to speak. These campaigns are often, as you and I have seen in state legislatures around the nation, are often geared toward forcing an affirmation on literally. We've had court decisions that came out and said there was a right to have this affirmed, to have this lifestyle affirmed. You know, like we've talked about in the past, the recent changes in our government, Matt, have rendered hyperbole almost impossible, exaggeration almost impossible, and the term Orwellian, which has always been an exaggeration, is almost an understatement now.
Well, that's the type of thing, these sexual orientation laws that we see, the ENDA, the Employment Non-Discrimination Act, at the federal level, ordinances around the country, one that was passed in Bowling Green, Ohio, for instance, that I recently spoke about and spoke on. These type of ordinances would compel people, for instance, here's just an example, in locker rooms, in workout facilities and gyms, women would be forced to allow men who dress up as women to come in and shower and change among women. There's sexual harassment there, exposing these women to sexual harassment. These people, let's say a Christian couple, owned a duplex, and two men in a dress, two homosexual men who got their jollies from dressing up like women, decided they wanted to rent the other side of the duplex because of housing requirements. They would be held sanctioned. They would be held liable if they said, no, we would prefer not to have people engaging in these behaviors, renting the other side of our duplex. Business owners, and with a Bible bookstore, for instance, compelled to hire a person engaged in a lifestyle, homosexual or cross-dressing lifestyles, that are directly at odds with Judeo-Christian principles and with their sincerely held religious beliefs. This is the strong arm of government coming down as a hammer against the freedom of religious expression. And this is what the homosexual activist left seeks. Heidi Feldblum, who was President Obama's recess appointment to the Equal Employment Opportunities Commission as a commissioner with the EEOC, she said it this way. She said in public, my good friend Bob Knight heard her with his own ears say this, when religious liberties and the First Amendment comes into conflict with newfangled gay rights, she has said gays win, Christians lose. This is a zero-sum game, she has said. That means that these two worldviews cannot operate in harmony. Somebody has to win, and in San Diego, certainly, and around the country, and if ENDA, the Employment Non-Discrimination Act, were to be passed, we would see that the rights of people to express and exercise their religious beliefs and their sincerely held religious beliefs and to adopt a Judeo-Christian worldview of sexual morality, those rights would be snatched away. This is the criminalization of Christianity, folks. We see it in San Diego, and we're seeing it around the country. Liberty Counsel will not have it. Go to lc.org to learn how you can become part of our mission to push back against this type of despotism that we are facing in this country. lc.org.
You have been listening to Matt Staver of Liberty Counsel. Our hope is to encourage and inspire you to stand up for your faith, family, and freedoms. We can accomplish a lot when we work together. Get informed and get involved today. Sign up for our free monthly newsletter, The Liberator. We will send it out to you free of charge. Stay informed with our Liberty Alert email update. Just click on the website at www.lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776. Tune in next time to learn more about your rights right here on Faith and Freedom.